Well, it's called a syllabus, and the syllabus is the roadmap of how the class is going to go, what's expected of you, and what you're going to learn on the other end. So it's a 16-week, very specific process, depending on the class that I'm teaching. So if you follow instructions and you turn in your work on time, you'll get a good grade in the class. But if you don't turn in the work, if you're late, I can't do anything with that. You won't be successful. So, a big part of being successful really in any endeavor, student or otherwise, is following instructions. And so many people can't follow. Well, it's not that they can't follow instructions; they don't follow instructions.
Mm.
In probably 99% of instances, if you follow instructions, you're gonna be okay. Too often, you either don't follow instructions or you willfully choose to not follow those instructions.
Right.
Then when it goes left, it's like, okay, oh, okay, something else should have gone, right.
So talk about, share a little bit about who are some of the influences that you look up to. It could be filmmakers, it could be directors, it could be writers, that help shape your process and your mindset.
Actually, my dad,
Mm.
my dad was the model of strength and manhood in my life. And, I didn't have like heroes outside of my dad, and my mom wasn't a hero as much as she was someone who I loved very dearly and had a deep amount of respect for. She was the model of what womanhood was. So, I didn't have like a lot of influences outside of the home. They raised me in a way where I was confident in who I was, that I was equipped and trained. Um, they had high standards. They were very demanding. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't accept anything beyond less than what they knew we were capable of. And in addition to my two brothers that I mentioned, I have a sister who's younger. So really, my greatest influences were my parents, because they shaped really my worldview, my spiritual foundation, and taught me how to navigate life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once I started making films, the Coen brothers were a huge influence on me, because I'm given to dark subject matter.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so the Coen brothers, and certainly Spike Lee was every black filmmaker's hero who came up during my era, and I'm sure your era too.
Spike taught at
That was.
Spike still teaches at NYU, correct?
Yeah, he was my third year directing teacher.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. And I was fortunate enough to win the Spike Lee Fellowship, which he grants each year to a black film student. So yeah, it was a good experience. So certainly Spike Lee. As far as other artistic influences, less say particular filmmakers and more specific films. Like The Godfather is a huge influence cinematically.
Amazing film.
Incredible
You
film.
gotta watch.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that in parts because I literally watched it.
For me, it's one and two. Just one and two for me. Those
You like?
are,
You
yeah,
thought
just
three?
one and two.
You didn't? Did you
Yeah,
like three? He was trying
I'm
to change.
not feeling that. That feels like a bastard stepchild. It really does. It feels like a bastard stepchild.
You
But
like?
one and two for sure.
I thought three came full circle. I'm not telling anybody. Hey, you gotta see it. Spoiler alert.
Hey, look, for those who enjoy it, and you include that in your personal canon, more power to you. But for me, it's one and two.
Ooh, especially
Yeah,
with
one and two.
flashbacks and all that. I was crazy. Let me ask you a question. There's a lot of hot new shows that are out. What are some of the shows that you're currently watching? What are some of the movies that you're currently watching right now? It could be popular, independent, that we should pay attention to from your perspective that are good examples of what you think is, wow, that was amazing. I like that.
Well, Better Call Saul was that was You know, I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as Breaking Bad to me. Even though, you know, lots of critics think that, or even some say it was better, but some people think it was as good. I enjoyed that a lot. And interestingly, the look of that film, of that series rather, influences the psychological thriller that I'm currently working on. Yeah, so you know, it's something that I tell my students is that you know when you're uh, engaging in writing and directing film and television, you can actually steal, and it's not a crime. You know, whereas if you're writing a novel, you can't go and steal from someone's novel and put it in your book. But if someone, you know, a filmmaker shoots a scene a particular way, you know, if they light it a certain way, you can take that style and incorporate it into yours, and no one's going to come after you and say that it's plagiarism.
Right.
So, you know, whenever I watch a show, it's not just to be entertained. Uh, it's often, you know, because I'm looking for some kind, and you know, certain things you just have to watch anyway.
Right.
Just because, you know, I'm as a film school professor. Um, The Woman King was, you know, that's one of my favorite movies.
I,
Period.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, and I saw that with my wife and two of my. I have three daughters and a son, so I saw it with my wife and two of my daughters. And I mean, it's a powerful movie, but it was also powerful to watch them watch the movie.
yeah, that's what yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I saw with a group of friends we called Couples Collab. Is a bunch of cool married couples get together and watch it, and to watch the wives' reaction was crazy. It
Mm.
was intense. I thought Gina did that right. Gina,
Mhm. Yeah,
she
Prince Brightwood. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she did a great
Did
job.
you?
Really
I think
wonderful
yeah.
job.
Go check out Woman, and they addressed all the issues.